Welcome to The Verdict. Matt Thompson alongside Joel Bowden from the Match Review panel. G'day, Joel.
Hello, Matt.
There is one big case. Ty Vickery sent straight to the tribunal for his strike on Dean Cox. You have assessed it intentional, severe and high contact. Now, let's take a look at the tape for those who have been living under a rock and haven't seen it.
Yeah, so I assume most people have probably seen that. And the case here, we see an errant elbow from Cox. We deem that below the level of force. But the subsequent swinging arm from Vickery that hits Cox in the head, we deem that is an intentional, high and severe grading. And Cox took no further part in the game. He was subbed out.
All right, let's break it down for you, beginning with this key point, the fact that you've sent this straight to the tribunal, but unlike some other cases this year, you have graded it, and it's the grading that sends it to the tribunal. Yeah,
so under the point system, as soon as we graded this, it just came out and said tribunal. The intentional high severe means it goes straight to the tribunal. Unlike the Jack Viney case we saw a few months ago, where we didn't grade that case and we just sent it to the tribunal for deliberation and a better understanding of what a bump and a brace was. So in this case, intentional high severe, straight to the tribunal, and that does assume that the points are over 425.
Yeah, so that could be a guide for people at home as to the kind of suspension that Ty Vickery is looking at, 4 games or beyond. But having said that, he does have a couple some carryover points, I think 43 carryover points, and it's also worth noting as well that the tribunal does have the discretion when it does get there tonight to pretty much do what it likes.
Yeah, and in some respects the tribunal have shown that in the past, where they've looked at cases and deemed them without adhering exactly to the MRP guidelines, because they are a separate entity and they will decide upon the penalty, and they'll do that tonight. All
right, let's go through how you've graded. Intentional.
Yeah, intentional. We just felt it was a clear intentional hit. A round arm, clenched fist to the head. Even though it's in the ruck contest, we deemed that intentional.
I don't think there's any doubt about it being high contact.
No, that's pretty clear.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious. But what about severe impact?
Yeah, and I really want to go through this slowly, if that's okay. Indulge me a little bit. So I want to use the guidelines. When we go to impact, there are 4 categories of impact. So we've got severe, high, medium and low. But regard will also be had to the potential to cause injury. So, for example, contact to the head will generally have more impact than contact to the body if the force used is similar. And it's the potential to cause serious injury, and it is also relevant, such in the following cases. Now, there's 4 cases in the guidelines, but the relevant case is forceful, round arm swings that make head-high contact to a player in a marking contest, ruck contest, or when tackling. So this is obviously a ruck contest, and it's that potential to cause serious injury. Obviously, he's been knocked out, but it's the severe impact that we've chosen, because not only was he knocked out, there is a potential to cause serious injury when you do swing a round arm and make head-high contact.
All right, so there is the explanation as far as Ty Vickery is concerned. You did look at Dean Cox for that elbow?
Yeah, we did, and the Match Review panel deemed that it was below the level of force. It is part of the narrative of this case, but we deemed it below the level of force to constitute a reportable offence.
Also part of the narrative, love that word by the way, Mark LeCras and Luke Shuey. You fined them both for remonstrating with Vickery, but not offer them any kind of carryover points or reprimand or suspension. It's a misconduct charge, so they've both accepted $900 fines.
It is a misconduct charge. So we see in the vision there, Shuey comes from behind at the side and pushes Vickery and into LeCras, who braces and bumps him. Now, there is a bit of head contact there. We deem that outside the control of LeCras, but in its totality we deem this a misconduct charge. So in isolation, probably no reportable offence, but we don't want to see guys ganging up on someone, pushing them from behind, bumping them from in front, and Vickery was clearly impacted by that. We've deemed it a $1,200 fine, comes down to $900, but there are no carryover points, as you said.
All right, one more case to look at from the weekend. Of course, there wasn't only the 4 matches. This one is from the Hawks-Swans game. Jeremy Laidler has accepted a reprimand for striking Jack Gunston, intentional, low impact and body contact.
It was off the ball, as we see here in the vision. It took us a while to get this vision. The behind the goals again has helped the Match Review panel out. But we see the guys are grappling in the forward line. Laidler throws an errant left, we believe, on the balance of probabilities, a left punch to the stomach. And Gunston, you can see, is clearly impacted by that.
And let the umpire know about it too, I think.
Apparently, yes, but for us, we just look at the incident, Matt, as you know.
All right, Joel, thank you very much. We'll be watching with interest to see what happens tonight at the tribunal. It's out of your hands now.
It is, and the tribunal will deliberate and they'll come to a decision, and then we can all move on.
All right, we'll have full coverage from the tribunal tonight on afl.com.au with Nathan Schmook and Nat Edwards. For now, from all of us here at The Verdict, thanks for watching.